the much awaited IPO of Tata Technologies, the first by Tata Group in nearly 2 decades, open for subscription next week. The price band has been fixed at around 475 to 500 sort of levels at a valuation of about 20,200 crores. Mohit, valuation wise, is the IPO fairly priced?
Look, Swish, I go with how the PE investors have entered in the stock, right? In the month of October last year, TPG bought stock. Actually, there was chatter that the stock will go for listing last year when Tata Motors was about to offload around 9 to 10% odd stake. But finally, it didn't materialize because the entire chunk was taken up by TPG at that point in time. They entered at a valuation of 16,300 crores, right? Which is a year back kind of a thing. And from 16,000 odd crores, the valuation today at the cutoff price will be somewhere in the range of around 20,000 odd crores, which is a 25% jump from there on in a year's time. Look, honestly, but you can, as retail investors, as individual investors, we can never try and chase what the private equity guys are chasing. To me, I think it's reasonably priced. Given that the stock and the company enjoys a fair bit of domain expertise, has been a long with a good track record, good revenue, what do you say, order books and good profitability and margins and everything at around 31 times, which is what the P should be for FY24. It's a reasonably priced stock given that the competition is more expensive in this domain, which is the mid cap IT space. If you see the peer group names, they are all quoting at a slightly higher valuations, whether it be L&T in that space or whether it be KPIT or a few other names, right? So I think they have obviously the valuation, there is a lot on the table. Plus, also, if you see the unlisted price of the stock was quoting almost at 800 to 1,000 rupee in the market,
Right.
which obviously was unreasonable and absurd. But at around 500 odd rupee kind of a price, I think it's a reasonable buy for long-term investors. I think it's a fairly good issue to subscribe to.
Now, Mohit, I was looking at the details of of the IPO. It's a pure offer for sale. Now, is this something investors should be concerned about?
Look, Shwesh, offer for sale, a pure offer for sale is always a cause of concern, but perhaps not in this case because out here, if you see, Tata Motors per se is kind of offloading stocks and plus few of the private equity players and some of the lead promoters. So I think finally, look, the company doesn't need so much money for its balance sheet and P&L and see whether there is enough money for the company to grow further and expand from these levels. So perhaps I think from those fronts, company is fairly well fortified to my understanding, right? OFS is an issue when you see the internal accruals of the companies are not much, and the promoters are trying to or some few individual promoters are trying to dilute their stake and raise some quick cash. In this case, I don't think so. That's the story. So out here, I think it's a good opportunity for retail public to enter this stock, which has always been an institutional play thus far, right? So I think it's a good opportunity overall.